right. Okay, it's time for a little story time here. I've been meaning to do this for a long time. So I was going through my computer and I came across some photos and video and everything from the 2007 IFBB North American Championships. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my experience competing there and how I qualified, all that kind of stuff with pictures and videos. So just hang tight right there. Just gonna try to do this all without even editing, just keep on talking. So it's gonna come across all natural. Okay, so first of all, how did I end up on stage at the 2007 IFBB North American Championships? You probably wanna know. Okay, so what it was at the time in 2007, if you placed top 3 at a national level event in Canada or the USA, you could compete in the North American Championships at the time. And at the time it didn't specify whether it was a natural show or a non-natural show to qualify for the IFBB North Americans. So I competed in the IFBB Nationals, the Canadian Nationals here in Toronto. And I placed second in my weight class, so that qualified me. It was a natural show, but it qualified me to compete at the IFBB North Americans. And I thought, geez, that'd be kind of cool since I'm qualified. Because another cool thing about it was, I believe Gary Udit is the promoter. And when I first got into bodybuilding, you know how I learned how to pose? There's a thing, Gary Udit at the time, I don't know if he still does. Maybe someone knows below and they can comment below where I can find links. But he had a perfect posing videos, and they're on VHS. So this is really dating me way back. So I probably watched those videos back in probably like 1998 or something like that. But anyways, they're called Perfect Posing by Gary Udit, and he's the same guy who promotes the IFBB North American Championships. And I believe he still promotes it to this day. So I thought that's kind of cool. I recognize the guy's name, he's from the States. I'm gonna do the show. So I registered for the show and I competed. I went in there with basically no expectations because I knew it was a non-drug tested show and I'm a natural athlete obviously. But I competed at very light weights, so there's a very good likelihood that a lot of the guys in my weight class would be natural as well. So anyway, so I registered for the show. I put all the preparation I could. I trained as hard as I could. I took it really serious. My goal wasn't about how I was going to place, but obviously in the back of your mind you're always pushing to place as high as you can. But I knew I had no expectations, but I knew one thing I wanted to do was just bring the best physique possible to the stage. And that's all I have really control of, and that's all you have control of too yourself if you're going to compete. The only thing you really do is bring your very best to the stage. So I did that, and I wasn't going to talk about how much I weighed and everything like that because I'm a guy, it's an ego thing, but at that show I competed in the bantamweight class, and I'm roughly 5'9", so just imagine me down competing at around 143. But for this show, what's kind of cool is, or not cool, but it was a night, because it was a big event, so they had it was over 3 days, so all the registration and weigh-ins were, I believe, on Friday morning. So Thursday and Friday. So I went in for Friday morning. I weighed in, I think I weighed about 142. So, but I cut water and everything like that, so I was basically shredded 142. But I cut my water and everything to make sure I made the weight class. Even though I usually typically compete around 145, that kind of thing. So I came in at 142, 143. But I had 24 hours. And I said, for this show, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna do a water load and carb load. So by the time I end up stepping on stage on Saturday, it was a Saturday morning. By the time I think I stepped on stage, I brought a weight scale with me just so I can monitor it, just because I'm pretty, when I get ready for a prep, right? When I do a prep, I weigh myself every single day. I'm weighing everything I eat, all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to make sure, I just wanted to have an idea for tracking purposes, what I weighed when I weighed in on Friday, and then what I weighed by the time I stepped on stage on Saturday. And I believe I was more like 150 by the time I stepped on stage. But here, this is after drinking probably 4, 5, 6 or more liters of water. I can't remember, this is 13 years ago. And I carved and fat loaded, and I ate a lot of food. So I really pushed the food down, but I carb depleted and water and dehydrated myself all the way to the show. So that, because I knew I was gonna weigh in the next day to compete. So I said, I'm gonna time it all and then really take in the food and water right before the show. So I did that, and like I said, I weighed around 150 on stage for the bantamweight class. There were 5 guys in my weight class, and I ended up placing 4th, which is fine. But let me tell you a little bit more about the story. I forgot to mention this. What also is cool about it is a good friend of mine, Josh Trentini, lives in Ohio, and I stayed with him. So I thought, hey, this is gonna be cool. I can go down there, stay at his house, go do the show, crash there again the night after, that night. So I stayed there for 2 days at Josh's house, and it ended up being like a gorgeous day on September 1st, and Josh has a pool in the back. So I'm gonna post some pictures here of me after pre-judging. Because after pre-judging, I basically just drove right over to his house, and then I hung out by the pool with my dream tan on. So it's kind of cool. I did some photos in the natural sun and everything like that. So I'm gonna post them up right here. So check out all the photos. Give me time, blah, blah, blah. So check all those out. Then after the judging was done, I went back to the venue for the finals. And at the finals, like I said, I placed 4th. I had a really good experience, and the cool thing about his show is also the top 5 get trophies. So I got one of these bad boys. This is the 4th place trophy at the IFBB North Americans. And here I am, like a natural athlete. I'm rocking like an IFBB North Americans Championship trophy, which is kind of cool. Another cool thing is that, well, they had a posing routine. And I actually had Luther Brown. I don't know if you guys know him. He's a famous choreographer in Canada. He helped me with the posing routine. So I put a lot of effort into this posing routine. It looks very simple, but simple is what makes it good, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm gonna play the routine right now. So as you can see, I do a lot of really good, like, slick transitions and all that kind of stuff. I played some like Terminator song. I can't remember what I played. But I'm gonna put the video up. The video isn't of the best quality. This is back in the day, 2007. This is back when you actually had like a little personal camera and you clicked on video, but it didn't give you a really high resolution video or a very good video. But now even like our phones can do a better video than that. So the video quality isn't that good, but you get the idea. And it's still pretty cool. It's still one of my favorite videos from the shows to watch of myself. So yeah. So Luther Brown helped me with that, and I met Luther through, because I was doing personal training and all that kind of stuff back then. That was training Julie Black, famous. So I was training her, and we were good friends. So she introduced me to Luther Brown, so I started training with him. I started training him as well, because he wanted to just be in a little bit better shape. And then when I was talking to him, I said, hey, how about we work something out, and then you can help me with this routine. So I'd go over to his house and train him. And then when I was done training him, I would just show him my routine, and then he just helped me like just with what flowed better. I know it's mostly my world, the bodybuilding world, so he wasn't too familiar with like transition and stuff, but he gave me like musical feedback like on how it flowed and how it looked and the transition from pose to pose. So yeah, he gave me a little bit of help and pointers on that. So the routine went very well, so you can check that out. And yeah. Until next time, thanks for checking out the video. I'm Shaun Campbell. See you soon.